jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this shit. Before you was on your mama.
Harry Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism. Much love to my loyal bag holders.
Rollers, loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
Okay, see. That is where we are, right?
Yeah. OKC, right. The winners of the NBA championship.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's his name? Sergius Gilgeous?
Alexander.
Some
A long name.
I forgot they won it.
Yeah.
Listen, folks, so this episode is going to be entitled, what did I say? What is it?
My analysis.
My analysis suggests. So we're going to be talking about War of the Worlds and the movie we saw. Is it Bob Odenkirk or Steve Odenkirk?
Bob
Odenkirk, Nobody Too. And normally where we would kind of start off with some appetizer conversation, because I would like to discuss the DC homeless situation where Trump is getting them out of there, and this Charlie Kirk clip. But I don't want to start off with that because I just know my compadre here and myself and this guy over here. It could lead into time, and I want to definitely make sure we get to the meat and potatoes. So we're gonna serve the meat and potatoes first, and then try to see if we could shove some appetizers. Desserts. Well, usually but now I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's afterwards. So make room,
Yeah.
because we're gonna shove some creme brulee and some tiramisu down your fat throats. All right, so let's get into it, man. First of all, I didn't know that War of the Worlds was a major studio film. Universal, and you had to put it on pause because you asked me what I thought. I said, it's terrible. And then you went, it wasn't terrible, but expand on what you was trying to say.
It's a star-driven or star movies. I don't want to say movie star.
Either Longoria and Ice Cube.
So name brand, but in a low-budget style. It's
Low budget. That was Universal.
It doesn't make a difference. It's Universal. The way it was filmed, it's video. It's done like it looks like you're watching on a laptop the whole time. It's not done in a way that's. There's very few long shots where you see like a whole scene. It's done.
Yeah. And she said something that I had to jump on when you went. It wasn't meant to be great. All movies are meant to be great.
I don't think that they released this thinking this is going to be an Academy Award. That's what I mean by not.
Yeah, they wasn't expecting the zeros on Rotten Tomatoes either, which has never been done. History has been made.
I think they were trying to capture something that's similar to like the Blair Witch Project, where it was a video, it was something different, and they thought that they could cast something that way.
This should have been released during COVID.
Listen, I'm not on it when I say this. It seems like a COVID kind of movie because it's done in video style. It's done like it's on a computer. You could have watched this on your computer at home and it would have felt just right.
Listen, man, I don't have a whole
fuck us. Well,
you got,
but it's okay. It's on there.
You didn't record on there?
No, but it's on there, and I'll have Steve adjust that.
But don't, got it too? Mark?
Mark has it too, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll get it adjusted.
And listen, man, the moment I saw Ice Cube with the glasses, I went, stop it. I don't have a whole lot of notes, but I got to pull my glasses out because this is going to pertain to this at some point. My tight-ass jeans. In those jeans. Dude, even the first second of dialogue when this movie started, even Longoria calls Cube and he FaceTimes her. And he says, what's up? But he goes, yeah, what's up? I went right there. See? That right there. We're not even into your first chunk of dialogue. And right there, you're making me go, I don't buy you as who you say you are because you sound like Ice Cube. You sound like hip-hop. You sound like the streets. You sound like West Coast. He might as well have answered the phone and went, what's up, doe? Come on.
It's really funny because as soon as it started, I started laughing because I heard you I almost heard you instead of him.
Right.
You know what I heard? I heard your impression of him.
Yeah.
So, and I know how you feel about it. So I chuckled. I chuckled from the very start.
Listen, I'm not saying that a street cat, a motherfucker that grew up in the hood, in the ghetto, can't better himself through the proper channels of education, can't become a scientist or a, what was he in this, for the government?
He worked for like the NSA, Department of...
Okay,
yeah.
I'm not saying you can't become that. But like black people say culturally, we wear two faces. We wear the face our natural face when we're amongst each other, and we talk like how we really talk. And then we wear the corporate face when we're at our job. I don't believe that this just took his street face to the government. Let me tell you what's going on out there. I'm not buying this.
Well,
It's terrible.
I'll say it this way, and this is where like I have to agree with you, even though I disagree with you in a lot of ways on his acting and what he does, and as a producer and as a writer, what he did. He's a talent, 100%, but he doesn't bring a different character. He could bring a different character. He has enough talent that he could have brought a different character.
If he could have brought it, he'd have brought it. He don't possess the ability, son. He does not possess that ability. And I know, again, people may want to dub that as hate, but just because you can do good in one thing does not automatically translate to everything.
Well,
Rapper, pioneer, yes.
Or he's specifically going at this saying that I can be from Compton. I can be this guy and I could still have this kind of job. Maybe that's what he's trying to, maybe that's his overall picture, what he's trying to convey.
It wasn't conveyed.
Why aren't you on the mic? You don't have anything to this?
I'm just enjoying.
Oh, okay.
Let him enjoy.
Just enjoying.
I was
I'm a
just-
fan right now.
And listen, watch. I counted how many times this adjusted his glasses. He adjusts his glasses at the same amount of time was said in Django. Again, you don't need this to sell it. And I'm going to tell you something. It's the most cliche ever. Anytime they put a black man as a computer tech, hacker, scientist,
Can you go back and say computer tech again, though, please?
give him a computer tech. And make him a computer tech. I did the computers a computer tech.
You're memeing on TikTok with
I know.
that.
Don't.
I know.
When you say computer tech, only say it in that voice.
Say it in that voice.
Yes,
Okay.
from
yeah.
now on.
It's like if Mark hit the sound effects button. I'm a computer tech. I deal with computers. I'm a computer tech. But anytime they put a black man in that, they put him in glasses. And I'm going, you don't need this to sell it. Your performance can sell it. A la Sam Jackson in Jurassic Park, glasses. Ice Cube in Escape Plan, glasses. Ice Cube in War of the Worlds, glasses. Like, it's so cliche. It's like I said, whenever you see a movie where a black man comes across an array of weapons, he does the same cliche move. Yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Get the out of here, man. Come up with something new.
But how much of this is really Ice Cube's fault?
You're the star of the movie.
I know, but he didn't direct it. He didn't produce it. Like,
You know, some actors that are well known and respected and got cachet, they have acting coaches with them on set. Somebody should get him an acting coach.
But like when you go to the glasses, that's probably not his call, and it's something that they use anytime they put a white dude as somebody who works in the sciences. They put glasses on them. It is a cliche moment just to convey science.
That you're smart.
Yeah.
You're intelligent,
Yeah.
nerdy.
Yes.
Yes.
But I mean, so it isn't like that they just put black dudes in it. They do this to people to convey intelligence.
And while you're trying to convey intelligence, you are underestimating the intelligence of the audience watching.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but when he wore his glasses on, he reminded me of, now I'm going to forget his name, and I hate that I just, one of my favorite actors.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, he looks like Jeffrey Wright a little bit from with the beard and the glasses.
But Jeffrey will sell that with pure acting chops.
And that's what I was going to say. That's what ruins it for me, because when I
Right.
saw it, and I kind of saw this Jeffrey Wright kind of person in there, because he's only this big. He's only
Yeah.
a quarter of the screen.
Yeah.
And I saw it that way, and I was like, oh, that ruins it for me, because now I'm expecting a great I hate to say that, but like an Academy Award winning actor.
Oh my God! Run! Get out of there! Just come on, man. Let me tell you, there's a moment where his daughter, his pregnant daughter, has the metal piece into her leg.
Don't touch it!
Don't touch it! Leave it alone! And he opens the Tesla, and he's like, and this is where, there were times where, you know, you felt like he was giving it some, but then he would slip right back into sound like he was reading from a script.
Yeah.
Honey, don't worry. I'm on my way. Just hang tight. Everything's gonna be all right. We're gonna be there. As opposed, it's just boo. It's one tone. As opposed to, baby, listen, calm down. I'm gonna be there. All right, just take it easy, breathe. I mean, you know, listen, I'm not dramatically got my juices flowing, but I'm just saying, like, emotional range, highs and lows.
If you want someone to calm down, you talk calm. You take it down.
Sweetie, listen to me. It's gonna be all right. I'm telling you, I'm on my way. Just breathe.
I'm gonna be there.
I'm gonna be there, okay? I'm you know, but everything. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
And then
I think Ice Cube is great at playing street from the hood.
but then that's really one note.
But that's at least a believable note because that's who he is.
But then you're not allowing him any opportunity to grow.
Hey, man, some people hit their mark at 4 feet. They ain't meant to be 6 foot.
You know, but see, this is where I feel it's unfair because if an actor who might look, you know, seem Italian, he doesn't even have to be Italian, just
Right.
seems Italian, and he plays an Italian gangster character, and he could play that his whole career. No one says that he's one note.
They kind of do. You know, that's like when I hear people go, you know, Robert De Niro's the same and everything.
But he's not.
But he's not. And then they bring up look at Casino. Look at Goodfellas. You know, anytime he plays an Italian, okay, but then also look at Cape Fear with him as Max Cady. Look at him as Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull. Look at him as
The comedic movie. The comedic,
Right.
And he still plays some mobster.
Look.
But that shows the range because he plays, and this is what I think you're looking for. He plays a mobster, but he plays it with a comedic tone, and
Right.
that's the different note that you're talking about.
Right. Look at Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Now that's a whole nother.
Right. So even when I hear people go, oh, well, you know, Al Pacino plays himself. Like we said on here, you can't be in the business 4 decades and at some point not become a caricature of yourself. You've done everything. You know how long 40 years is? You've done everything.
And you're playing big movies to get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Develop some other? You're going to have to like put some. You're going to have to scar your face up or wear
Right.
something so that you can be a different character. There's only
Right.
so much you can do with what you.
And at the end of the day, listen, man, there is no automatic birthright to everything. There are some guys who are immensely talented and can go all over the place. And there are some guys who are limited. They just fit in a box. And that's what it is. And to say that like that ain't hatred. It's reality.
But in this movie itself, and this is where I'm going to say, I don't think it was meant to be like this great movie. It was meant to be a movie that I think they were trying to capture something. But no actor in this movie, other than his son, other than the guy who
Right.
plays his son, stands out as an actor to me in this movie.
You didn't think the daughter did?
She did, but her part was limited. She was hurt most of the time, you know.
Right.
So she's playing that one. This
Right.
guy is like, you know, he's with his dad. He plays the
Yeah.
other character. He has range in this thing.
Yeah.
Even Longoria, what was her part?
Yeah.
She just came in, read some lines, and then she's like, you know, she goes, she was almost like a reporter in it because she was like, we're in it now. There's these, you know, there was no. So what I'm saying is, and the way that it's filmed, you don't have an actor to work off of either in the way that it was filmed.
And I think that's also what was kind of the Achilles heel for Cube, is because, you know, when you at least have someone to bounce off of, you get a rhythm with them. And listen, it don't always guarantee fireworks and chemistry. Sometimes it fails, but at least you have something to bounce. It's very hard to just deliver lines to a computer screen by yourself.
And that's where I think you get him delivering lines,
Yeah.
not acting.
Right.
And that's why I said I don't think this was I don't think this was all on him. I think this has some issues, and I think you needed, this movie honestly would have been better if it didn't have any stars in it. And it was just guys that were coming in that were going to play a part, and we're really going to dig deep and look for the way to present this.
Right.
And maybe people who grew up on computers, that this felt normal, because the way that it's done, I imagine that half the movie was recorded nicely, but you're delivering the lines to a computer screen, not to anything else.
Yeah.
And so that's a very difficult project to ask for.
We saw Nobody 2.
So what are you going to say to people about this movie, though, before we move on? Watch it, don't watch it. Now, I don't want to say watch it, don't watch it. Watch it when you have time, or make some time to watch
You guys
it.
should have a scale.
That's what I said. Watch it when you have time, or make some time to watch it. That's
No,
the
a
two.
scale.
I like this better. That's a scale.
How about a number?
How many? Here's the scale. How many yehis out of
Okay, I like when you do that. Yeah, I like your yehis.
I give it one yay,
One yay?
not even a yehi, just a yay. Listen, this movie, Nobody 2. What I like about it is that it doesn't take itself serious, but it does.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't take itself serious, but it does.
Except,
Because you said yesterday when we left the theater, I said, how'd you like it? You went, it was fun. And I told you I was going to save what I wanted to say when we did the pod, which was that. That to me capulates it perfect.
It was-
doesn't take itself serious, but it does, though.
you know what it was to me? I'm going to tell you exactly. I think this will sum it up for you. You tell me if I'm wrong. It was Chevy Chase's Vacation, but with the badass, with fight scenes. It was Man Food.
It was Chevy Chase's Vacation with Jason Statham
Yeah,
action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was, and that's what made it fun. I mean, they're in a park, like an amusement park kind of
Right.
theme. You have, and you know what? I really like. When I was watching it, I even made fun of it a little bit when we were at. It's the only thing I made fun of is the chick that she's supposed to be the bad.
Sharon Stone.
I made fun of her acting a little bit at the beginning because it was just really over the top, but kind of almost too silly.
Right.
But after I look back at the movie, her like almost craziness
Right.
kind of fed into the idea of how crazy this movie is, and I still think it's over the top. But it was I think it added to it more than it took away. Because at first I thought it was going to take away from the movie.
Here's a question I want to ask the podcast listeners, and I want you guys to email me. I'm putting I don't know how to describe it in the air yet, but if there was one thing that black people could get from white people in terms of, I don't want to say them as a culture, but if there was one aspect of being white that black people could get from white people and vice versa, white people could get from black people. If I were white, I would go the ability to age like black people. Because, man, when you look at Sharon Stone, I mean, Basic Instinct, the movie she did, I forget what it was called, with Stallone.
She's had a rough few years, though, dude.
I know, but damn, man. It's like once y'all go.
And she's not young. But, yeah, she went.
Oh.
I don't think that haircut helps her either.
I
though.
thought it was sexy.
You thought it was sexy?
Yeah.
But
Casino, you just see it all in the neck.
yeah, that crazy dance scene, though, that she does. I don't know. That's what took it for me where I went, you know what? She is playing like a psycho crazy.
I actually like that.
I did, too. That's
Yeah,
what turned it
yeah.
around for me, her
Yeah.
acting in it. And I was like, no, it's needed because this is
Right.
over the top and it's needed.
So, yeah, to the people listening, if you're white, I want to know what is it from black people that y'all would love to borrow so that you could use. And black people, what is it from white folks y'all would like to borrow that we could use? And I want to go back to what you said for a second ago about Chevy Chase. I don't know what it is, but if Chevy Chase were doing, like when he was doing those movies back then,
Yeah.
I couldn't. It'd be hard for me to see him pull it off the way. Something about Bob Odenkirk. He's not Jason Statham, but he's not Chevy Chase. To me, he's in the middle where I kind of buy this rough. You know what I mean?
No, I do know what you mean because I was talking about this. I think I was talking about it with Tara, and I was like, how does this guy who's just like this, you know, the part he plays in Everybody Loves
Saul.
is just like a goofy lawyer that's like, you know, he needs protection. He's not protecting anyone.
Yeah.
But the way he plays this, he plays it like, you know, he plays it like a guy who drinks a lot of beer and will bare knuckle fight.
I would rather say hard liquor. Because beer just seems like if you drink a lot of beer, you're going to get a belly.
Yeah, but you don't, these guys, these beer drinking guys, there's these guys that just like drink a case of beer and fight. That's what they do. I can't explain what I'm trying to say to you.
Like picturing Chevy Chase in these fight scenes would be silly to me.
Right.
I buy this guy.
Yes.
Even though he's not Jason Statham.
Because he's a regular guy. He's almost like he's that guy that you just picked the wrong. You thought you were picking the right guy to fuck with.
Right.
And he turns around and goes, nah.
Like 5 on the subway in New York back in the 80s tried to rob him, and then got dealt with.
He just doesn't seem. He seems like the guy that just like can turn the switch, and he does. He's, you know what? And this is again where we go back, and what you're saying about Cube, and I'm not trying to on him again, but he turns the switch. He knows how to. Those are characters, man. He makes the characters pop.
Right.
He's
on Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes those characters work because
Right.
he isn't that guy, but he is that guy in this show.
And that's an ability. Everybody don't possess the ability.
But when you knew Odenkirk, when you were working on Mad TV, and this dude was there, right?
Yeah.
No one would have thought that he's playing that guy.
Which is why it works so well.
Yeah.
But again, if you put Chevy Chase in that,
Not at
you
all.
just no. But him, you go, yeah.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Hey, when you were a kid, did you guys do family vacations?
Not like that, no.
We my dad would, and see, this is where I'm leaps and bounds ahead of where my family was. My dad would have to like save money, like work hard for 4 or 5 months to save money and plan out. All right, this July summer vacation, we're driving down to Disneyland. He's gonna get us a motel room for a couple days. I don't think they were doing front of the line passes back then, or no, I don't think they were. And they certainly weren't doing guides.
They had those tickets. Remember when you go to Disneyland back then, you had tickets, A tickets, B ticket. E-ticket was the best ride.
Right.
You had to get those tickets. They didn't have front
And
line
they would
passes.
allow you to go to
Get on the nicest rides. Like E-tickets, you'd buy a book.
I
and
don't even remember that.
Maybe I'm 10 years older than you, so maybe they didn't have it anymore. But there used to be a saying where that's an E-ticket. You go, that's an E-ticket. But that came from Disneyland. They used to get a book, and it had A, B, C, and D E-tickets. And then there were so many of each ticket, and then you would have to save those
Yeah, that
E-tickets
was
you wanted to
before
play.
me,
Yeah, man. That's how we did
But I
it.
got to tell you this. My point was Disneyland was so pricey that even if they had front of the line, which cost more, or the guide, we couldn't afford that. And here's what's crazy about Disneyland. You pay all that money, even today. And if you don't get, really the real way to do it is to get a guide, which costs $7,000. And they literally walk you to the front of every ride. Otherwise, you pay all that money and you might be there 7 hours and get on 3-4 rides if you're lucky.
It's 45 minutes at least for a ride.
In the summer, an hour and a half maybe. And I went, dude. Look, man, I got money.
Money.
I got money. So when I take my fam to Diz, nigga, I do the guide, and I go, I could never do this any other way, because I don't have the patience to stand on that hot line. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm at the point now where I go, we here an hour, I'm ready to go. We get to Disneyland now, dude. After an hour, I'm ready to go home, man.
But do you do all the different parks?
Yeah, we do both parks, Disneyland and whatever the one across the way is.
Yeah.
And with the guide, you can finish both parks. Dude, there's no way you can finish one park without a guide. But I'm telling you, man, once upon a time, the kid in me, like I still to this day love roller coasters. I'd do a roller coaster in a minute. I love the adrenaline of it. I love it. The kid in me for a long time went, man, every time I take my family to Disneyland, I feel like I'm 7. At 50, I feel 50. So when I get to Disneyland, I'm ready to go.
The kid died.
Dead to the motherfucker. Dead to the I'm done.
You really, you don't get any thrill. It lasts for like 45 minutes, and then the
I'm
clock
telling
stops.
you know what? The biggest thrill for me is almost getting the giant turkey leg and something to drink. But that walking around and the line, and again, you got the guide, so it's quick. But all that walking around and it's hot, man, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go.
Is it a good feeling just passing all the white people in line?
It's a good feeling passing everybody. And here's where I'm a dick sometimes. Like Universal, same thing, but Universal Studios LA is not as big as Orlando. So you, even without front of line, you can cover that whole thing in 5 hours. And, you know, every now and then, I always get the front of line passes. So when you go to certain rides like the Mummy, and that motherfucker is stretching around 3 blocks, and the front of the line, you just walking past everybody, I'll yell out, boy, them regular tickets is but it's such a dick move.
Only because Mark brought up the thing about passing up all the white people. I just want to make this clear for the white people that do listen to our podcast here. I never want to hear you at Disneyland saying, taking my family to the Diz. Ari said it. It sounded fine. I laughed when I heard
take it to the Diz.
You said, take my family to the Diz. Yeah,
Oh,
you did. But I don't want to hear... I don't want to be standing there and go, yeah, I'm taking my family to the Diz. I'm not gonna deal with it.
I don't even know I know I said that. Dude, what'd you think of the RZA in this? And I know he's heavy into that martial arts shit, hence the whole Wu-Tang shit.
Yeah.
But I thought that was funny.
That added to it because if you know, you know.
Right.
And the sword play, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the way he cut his face in half.
Right.
It was good. It was really, it was really good. It was a bonus. And when he shows up, because you don't know who it is,
Right.
And then he shows up.
Well,
and
they
you're
did the flashback as them as kids.
Yeah. So then then
yeah.
you see him sitting on the
Yeah.
bench, and then you go, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was just a bonus to it, and it was a smart bonus. You know, it
Yeah.
was it. And again, this is like the difference. But and when you want a movie, when I said before in the other one, I don't think they made a movie to be a great movie.
Right.
This is when you do little things to make the movie better, to take it up another little speed, and you threw that out. Is the people who know it made that movie a lot better. If you don't know, it still was a great scene,
Right.
but it added to it. That's what I mean about making it great.
But then see that's what I mean, and I know what you mean when you go, it was fun. It just doesn't take itself seriously, but it's serious enough where it draws you in.
Yeah. Well, but and also they didn't. What's really good about an action movie to me, if they don't get into the action in the first, 10 minutes, it's not going to be a good movie. It's not going to be a good action movie.
Yeah.
And there was plenty of room for them to delay how they did this. They got into it right away.
Here's another movie cliche. The fight scene in the elevator. It's amazing that they never reached their floor till the fight's over.
Yeah.
That was a long fight in that elevator. And y'all ain't reached the floor yet?
Best elevator fight scene, though. Which one is it?
Come on, man. Captain America, man.
Yeah, that's the
Winter
best.
Soldier. Is it Winter Soldier? Is it Winter Soldier?
I don't know which one it is.
I think it's Winter Soldier. When he's sitting there and he's looking around and you see sweat trickling off the guy's cheek, and then he realizes what's going to happen. He goes, now, before we get into this, is there anybody that would like to get off now? Oh, boy.
It's such a great scene.
And then when the fight is over and they show the aerial shot and everybody's laid out and the shield's on the ground and he hits the shield and pop, and it pops up on his arm. That's a great one.
And what was great about that scene, and what's great about that, and the reason I brought it up is because you say what's cliche about it, and then the doors open and all that. Yeah, that is cliche. But when they did the Captain America scene, that it's filmed. It feels like you're in the elevator the whole time it's filmed because it's not. It's tight, and you feel the tightness.
Right.
And all these other ones, there seems like there's plenty of room to move, and the elevator gets increased.
I'm going to give you another elevator moment that was awesome. I don't know if it will rival Captain America, but it's pretty badass. Bruce Willis in the Die Hard with Sam Jackson, when he sees the guys are up, and he starts telling the guy, yeah, my wife, she likes to play the same numbers, you know how it is, and he shoots the guy through the coat, and the one guy's head goes up against the thing, and shoots him in the face and the jaw, and the blood spatters, and when he gets out, Bruce is bloody. Man.
That one's good. You know what I did like about the Die Hards, though, too? I think it's very important to make space part of the movie. And in the Die Hard movies too, and when he's it's one when he's crawling through the ductwork.
Yeah.
And they do the long
Have
shot.
a good time. Come on out. You have a good time. Have some laughs.
And you feel how tight that is.
Right.
You got it. Space is so important. If you can convey space, and again, the reason I'm saying this is to go back to the Ice Cube movie that we just
Right.
saw. When you're doing that computer screen thing, there is no space. It's that. I'm telling you, that was a very difficult movie. I don't think anybody pulls that movie off.
I disagree. Jeffrey Wright pulls that off.
He pulls off the scenes, but he doesn't make the movie. He makes the movie better because he's great. He doesn't. The movie doesn't become great because he's in it.
I don't know. That's really my last note. The older I'm getting too, I can't even take the insinuation of gore,
I know. Oh God.
let alone actually seeing gore. Just the hint of gore, and I start squirming. Oh,
And I'm laughing at you because there's a hell of a scene in the fight with the table saw going on, and you were like, they don't show anything, but you're like,
Jesus Christ. Just the insinuation of it.
his whole body went like this.
God.
It made I really enjoy it, and you know what? And that's the other thing. That's the Tarantino thing. I don't have to show you the gore. I just have to imply the gore. Your
Well,
your brain will make it worse.
Tarantino, Joe, just show you.
Well-
he 3Ds that to
No,
you.
when he cuts off that ear in Reservoir Dogs, you don't see him cut.
Okay, that was one.
Yeah, but he's sitting there, and then he's singing to the ear. That's a whole that's.
But Django is just ketchup bottles exploding.
Yeah, but that Django's different. Those are bullets. It's not. I know it's bloody and it's gory, but it's bullets. It's not like chainsaws or those things.
Well, it's like in Django are being shot with tank shots. Bodies exploding.
But that was the thing. He does it overboard. That's why my favorite scene in any Tarantino movie is when he shoots the sister, I think, and he goes,
Bye, Laura. Bye, Miss. Say bye, Miss Laura.
And
Bye, Miss Laura.
And she flies out of the
Right,
out
yeah,
of the shot.
yeah.
So those are cool moments to me in movie and filming. But this movie, I don't think it's going to be like this huge hit. There wasn't a lot of people in the theater. Actually, more than there was in.
They made a sequel.
I know they made a sequel, but I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be I think it's going to be one of those underrated movies of the year.
I listen. I'm calling it now. There's going to be a Nobody 3.
Yeah.
I'm calling it, dude. I'm telling you.
I do think there was a scene though in this movie, and I told you, fun movie. I enjoyed it. Do you think there was a scene in this movie that was better than the bus scene in Nobody?
Ooh. You know what was kind of similar to it was the scene on the duck boat.
It was, but the duck boat. But again, this is a fun movie, so that was a little bit more over the top, a little gorier with the teeth flying out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And to think that the driver of the duck boat and these two old the only two old passengers, they're oblivious to all this violence.
Yeah. Well, and the guy who was doing the tour wasn't paying attention either.
Right, but he can't hear it.
Because didn't he have headphones on?
But he can't hear it.
Yeah, and
Fuck
the old
that.
people don't hear it.
Bodies are being slammed
the boat would be
everywhere.
swaying back and
Exactly.
But they just kept on moving. You know what the other story? You know how there's always the other story, the underlying story.
Yeah.
Is the love story of him and his wife.
Dude, I got to tell you, that choked me up a little bit because there's a part of me that goes, I wish I had that.
The other person that fits your person so perfectly.
Like when she revealed that she thought he was working, well, he was working, but she thought what was in the black bag was work related.
Yeah.
And it was the bottle of wine from the year they first met, and it was a rare wine. And then later on, I loved when she supported him by saying, finish this. And then, of course, she's the one that takes out Sharon Stone and says, I'm his better half. And then when they both fell in the water and they played the perfect song, I'm your lady and you are my man. I said, man, damn.
The love story. There was that's why I'm saying this is going to be an underrated movie. There were so many cool little parts to this movie.
Yeah.
And Christopher Lloyd, we didn't even bring him up.
Marty, Back to the Future.
His part, like they didn't need him in this movie. They could have got anybody to play that part. They got him, and I think he added to it.
Yeah.
He played, and he didn't over. Like a lot of actors will try to make This is what's cool about an actor that's already accomplished. He's a producer. He's an executive producer. I mean, he's so accomplished.
Yeah.
And he's in the background of a lot of movies. Not acting, but I mean, in the producing part. Directing, he doesn't care. So when he's on that, he ain't trying to steal a scene or get anything big, create a bigger scene.
Right.
He's just a guy who's just playing that part.
Right.
And he played it perfectly.
Yeah.
And I that's why I'm saying.
Everybody popped in this.
Yeah. They did. Oh, even, what's the guy's name that's Tom Hanks' son, the sheriff.
Oh, that was Tom Hanks' son?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Colin?
Yeah,
Colin Hanks?
is that?
Yeah, I think
There's
so.
There's two sons. One's a rapper and an actor, or was a rapper.
It's Colin.
Okay, that was the Colin.
Yeah.
He did a great job though as the sheriff. It's because when I first saw him, I was like, he's not a southern sheriff or like a backwoods sheriff, and he did a great job
Yeah,
too.
no, he did. Go see it, folks. Nobody too. It's awesome. It's fun.
It's a fun ride. It's not. You don't have to rush out to the theater, but I'm going to tell you when you go, you're going to get a good seat.
I want to switch.
Did you? You didn't have anything?
He didn't
I
see-
thought it
oh,
was
sorry.
great. It was cute. I liked it.
Okay.
It does what a movie should do. It should entertain you. I'm mind blown that you guys sucked that movie's dick as that hard and didn't give a about Ballerina when we saw it.
It wasn't as good.
No.
Ballerina was a way better movie than
I
Nobody
prefer
2.
this.
Oh,
I prefer this.
This had a good storyline.
this had no story.
I don't like watching no beat up men. I don't like it.
We'll just say that.
I said it. I've been saying it.
You know what? I'll tell you what's wrong with Ballerina, though. And I thought about this after we did it. When Keanu Reeves shows up, you're like, damn, why isn't he here from the beginning to the end? That's the problem.
Because it was for her. So this DC thing, man, and I sent out a post, and I mean, it's amazing to me how offended and angry people get in regards to the homeless. And listen, I said in my caption, listen, my heart bleeds for the homeless like everybody else's, because it's a f***ed up predicament to be in. But I'm being honest, man. I'm getting tired of seeing my city look like a third world country. You know, downtown LA, it's horrible. It's like most downtowns in major cities are the big spots where you go to hang out, you spend money, go to the maybe the arenas. You know, we got the Staples Center over there. It's, I don't want to say touristy, but it's the attraction. You can't do that in LA. Other than going to go see a Laker game at the Staples Center, man, that looks like a third world country. And now there are certain other parts of LA that look just as bad. So I'm just saying, like, look, man, again, my heart bleeds for the homeless. But this is one of those things where I say how I go in my stand-up. I might even agree with some of the things he does from a policy standpoint, Trump, even though I'm not a Trump fan. And I didn't know this part until people pointed it out. If you're just going, oh, Trump, which some people in the comments, oh, Trump, this cold-hearted bastard, this is why he's evil and a horrible president, because he's just, the homeless, what little they got, they're just taking it and throwing it away. They said that there's things in place where they can go and get shelter and food and be taken care of. And if they refuse to do that, then they may be subject to arrest. I don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with this. I don't like the streets looking like that. Once upon a time ago, Sunset Boulevard, one of the main strips of Los Angeles. I mean, this is like Melrose, Hollywood, Sunset. This is a big deal in LA. Yo, near the Guitar Center, you used to be able to walk on the sidewalk. You can't walk there anymore because nothing but tents. You got to literally walk into the street to get around. I don't like that.
Listen, this is I really have a huge problem with this. And this has been going on since the 80s, because when Reagan removed funding for mental health, a lot of people ended up homeless because they needed mental health treatment. And that is not only sad, but it's dangerous, because we have people that need mental health protection and they're on the streets and they can become dangerous. And this is and listen, and we can and I can say Reagan, and we can say, yep, them Republicans, you can say that. But this has been going on. There's been Democrats throughout this whole thing, and we haven't made these.
Well, you know, the comments are always, see what happens with the libertards. They blame Democrats for all of this.
No.
That's why we got a boss back in charge who's cleaning it up.
Well,
Hail Trump.
there is, there is something to some of his policies, and this is one of the ones that I do like. And what I really hate more than anything else in politics is how hypocritical everyone is. When Gavin Newsom was having the Chinese government come out and he bulldozed and took out all the encampments for the homeless to clean it up, very little was on the news about it. They said it, but not like they're saying about D.C. And I got to tell you, if we're supposed to be America's the leader of the free world, and D.C. then is where that's the corporate headquarters. I said it to you last time I was in D.C. This is embarrassing, man. It looks terrible. It looks it needs to be
DC is
fixed.
such a beautiful city.
And it has to be fixed. You cannot have this. And if that's where it starts, and if they do the things that they're supposed to do, which is get care for people, find housing, and we can't just give housing. You have to. I said something to Mark, and Mark didn't. We talked about this yesterday. We have to have work programs. We have to have ways, even if it is our corporations, our big corporations, are involved in coming up with ways to do work programs to get people off the street and into a job program where they're basically an intern for 6 months, and there's a place.
Fucking crackhead.
Not a crackhead. Not everybody on the street's a crackhead. That's part of the problem.
Well, that's the ones that they're cleaning up are like the crackheads.
No, they're taking down all the encampments. So if you're in that encampment, you're all coming down. You know how many people are ex-military that are in this homeless situation? And they also need mental health treatment too.
Listen, I don't want to, so I don't come off like a complete cold-hearted bastard. Yes, mental health, veterans, yes, absolutely. I'm in total alignment with, their predicament. But the homeless that make me mad are the ones who are capable. You ain't nothing wrong with you mentally. You ain't a veteran. You just lazy. And you got working arms, working legs. You got somewhat of a sound mind. Get your lazy ass up and work.
Well,
because there are people who paint with their feet because they have no arms. So you can't get a job.
This is a handout country now. I mean, I hate to say it, but it is. People will weigh, is it better for me to take the handouts or to work 40 hours a week? So a lot of people will take the handouts.
The handouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where, so if you take the handouts instead, and that's you're pushing someone else back who really needs the money.
Why don't we stop doing that then?
Because we haven't figured out how to do it. Once we give it out, you can't take it back. And this is what's happened. We created an environment in a country where everybody is in need, so everybody gets something. And this is not the way that it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work that we are supposed to put this safety net up to help prop you up so that you can work, so that you can do things. But when I'm in cities, especially on the West Coast, where I see young people that are homeless because they choose to be, and I mean that wholeheartedly, choose to be, where I had someone tell me that they're staying in their parents' basement so they could save enough money so they could live on the streets for a year because they think that's a rite of passage. This is a cultural problem now.
It's their Disneyland.
It's a cultural problem. We're developed a problem in this country that they think that this is something that you're supposed to do so that you know what it's like to live on the street. Hey, how about this? How about not knowing what it's like to live on the street? And how about trying to help people that do live on the street? Take that money, go do your shit, don't live on the street, and help some people that live on the street. How about that? How about donating to a charity? How about working in a soup kitchen? How about doing that stuff? My son, and I'm going on a little rant here, but I'll just say this. My son's autistic, and I do things for the autism community. But my greatest thing that I try to help the most is the homeless community. Because it's the saddest to me, because there are different people that are affected by this. Yes, there's drug addicts. And yes, they should be getting, I would hope that they could get some help. Some people are going to be lost causes on this. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Some people are not going to come back from the drug addictions. But there's also people that can be helped. There's also people that are just have had fallen through the cracks and they can't get the money that they need to be in a home. They have bills that they have put them into this situation, and they've fallen behind in lines to get support from the government, and so they're on the streets. I want to figure out a way to make this world better for them. We have too much money for people to be living on the streets in this country, but it doesn't mean that they get a handout. We have to figure out a way to get. There's nothing worse than getting a handout and you become nothing other than a recipient of money, and that's how you exist. You have to have a purpose. A purpose leads us to a spiritual inside that makes us productive.
You gotta have a purpose, kid. Let me ask you this, because in a lot of the comments, people were like, this is inhumane. This country makes me sick. How could they take the little bit of what these people have and just throw it away? Trump is horrible for this. And then there were people that would counter-respond by going, okay, well, have them live in your backyard. Have them set up shop in your backyard. Are you willing to do that? Of course not. Have them move in with you.
They're the same people that say we should have no borders and you should welcome everybody here. Okay, can they have a room at your place?
If not, shut the up.
I think it's just one of those issues where it's dumb because it's something stupid that we're arguing about when, again, we're not talking about taxing billionaires and corporations at a certain rate. Because to end all the homelessness, I looked it up and said there's maybe like 800,000 people that are homeless in the United States. It doesn't cost as much money as you think it costs. Could be 10 for all that for, 10, 20 billion a year.
Okay, so listen here, smartass, and this is why it just kills me when you say this, because you could just tax the rich more, tax the rich more. Listen, I just told you today, we just had this conversation. $385 million goes to the Department of Education. Only 25% of that goes to education. All the rest goes to NGOs and to the federal government. 25%.
How much money?
$385 billion.
$385 billion.
Look it up.
All right, I'm going to look that up.
So if we took that money and we spent it more efficiently, and we didn't have it go to NGOs, if we didn't have all these people skimming, we basically have a whole group of people that make more money than your working class Americans that are skimming money off the top by taking jobs that are unnecessary.
Okay.
And so taxing rich people, first of all, when we say about taxing rich people, there's an incentive. One of the reasons America's great is because you do want to make money. And it goes back to Gordon Gekko and Aries was doing Greed is Good the other day. Greed is what makes you get up in the morning because you want to accomplish. You want to build something. You want to do something better. You want to build. You want to make money. This money, it doesn't exist. And when you say that about billionaires, who invests in these billionaire Let's use Elon Musk.
My guy.
Who's investing?
Why do you think the deficit keeps getting blown up? Because we keep getting tax cuts to the rich.
Oh my God.
It's like we just have to keep lowering it and lowering it and lowering it for them.
How about we spend more efficiently?
Yeah. Who disagrees with that?
And it's not tax cuts that you
But
got.
let's
No, I said this to you already.
And just cut taxes.
No, you don't. No, you got to close the loopholes. This is what's been talked about.
Yes, do that too.
No, not two. Only close the loopholes because that's where the money's getting away.
You're acting like rich people don't craft the laws. Like it's just a coincidence
No.
that all of a sudden they favor the billionaires and shit.
I understand what you're trying to say, but go fishing with a net and cut a big old hole in it, and then say, well, all the people that went fishing and got a lot of fish, tax them for the fish, but let the people who have the big holes in their net don't do anything to them because they're not pulling their fair share. Get the holes closed. You'll get more fish.
I gotta say, watching Andy and Mark go back and forth is like I'm watching Andre Agassi and John McEnroe. There's a lot of I love it. It's great.
You can't say on one thing. He just switches the,
What did I
the
switch?
subject.
I didn't switch anything.
It's like you can't talk about one thing without going, well, the system and blah, 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 blah.
Listen,
No, I didn't.
it's 48 minutes. For the last 10 minutes, I really want to get into this Charlie Kirk thing.
Okay, good.
All right, so let me. So this was a clip that I was telling you about, where like I said, I like Charlie Kirk, especially when he goes to the college campuses and snipes these young kids. What's the thing where they go skeet shooting? Pull.
Yeah, that's skeet shooting.
He skeet shoots the at these. And I love the dumb look of bewilderment on their faces when he breaks them down, especially with the transgender thing. But I want to go. But I've said this. Where he loses me, I go, certain things he says in regards to black people and the black community. I go, I want to like you, Charlie Kirk, and I kind of do. But when you start talking about black, I see where you're a little bit of a racist piece of shit. So he always brought this thing up, and this guy is challenging him on what he's saying, and I thought this was kind of cool.
By the way, you should see Charlie Kirk when he went to Oxford.
Black Americans are about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
about
I know
half
that.
of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. For example, blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders.
Okay, let's talk about it. These are obviously racist claims, but I will respond to them as if Charlie Kirk were a reasonable person.
Black Americans are about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes, I
about
know that.
half of all prisoners are black.
Wrong. Just 38% of America's prison population is black. That's according to the U.S. government. But it makes you wonder why Charlie feels the need to add an additional 12% to the black prison population. Could it be because his bigoted talking points only work if he exaggerates them? If Charlie were actually looking for the race that makes up half the prison population in the U.S., he'd look no further than white people at 57%.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do.
Wrong. The word "so" is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes.
He's saying "so" as in therefore, as in one could conclude, but Charlie knows he's lying. Even if he hadn't just lied about the black prison population, Charlie is smart enough to know that correlation does not equal causation, but he's hoping that you don't know that. So he deploys the word "so" to make you think he's coming to an obvious conclusion.
Exactly.
So blacks
Instead, he's making an illogical racist leap. Charlie knows that we don't have usable data about who commits crimes. It's impossible to have that data since so many crimes go both unreported and or unsolved. Charlie knows that we only have data about arrests and convictions. I'll come back to that data in a moment. What's painfully obvious is that Charlie Kirk isn't interested in understanding the statistics he so carelessly misquotes. He's interested in making bad faith arguments, something that becomes even more obvious in his next point.
blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders.
Wrong again, and loud this time. If Charlie were interested in honesty, he would have mentioned the other 1350 statistic. Yes, black people are about 13% of the population, but make up 53% of all criminal exonerations. In fact, black people make up 55% of all murder exonerations specifically. Black people are more likely than any other group in this country to be convicted of crimes they did not commit. And then people like you have the nerve to parade these stats around as though they prove something. The reality is that you probably know these stats, but you leave them out on purpose, because to bring that stat into this conversation would make some people think. And that's the last thing a person like you wants.
Black Americans are about 13-14% of the population.
I'm going to send that to Anthony so maybe he could put that up. And
That
I'm
would be
gonna send
good.
it to Steve, too, so he could add it in and make it sound better.
Yeah, but see, this is Charlie Kirk is wrong on how he presented it.
What's he wrong about?
What? I
The
thought you would
numbers.
I thought you would try to fight that.
I
No,
told
no,
you these. Everyone used to be
no,
worried
no.
about woke. Now we got the right wing, and they're pretty fucking racist, nationalistic.
But you're missing something though too, and this is something that both sides do, and this is where the irritation comes in. I'm not going to remember the exact same numbers, but we'll just go with the crime rate. And what was it? 57% white people, and then 38% black people on crimes,
Okay.
percentage-wise, right? Okay, so that's how he just justified it right there. But on the other side, when we talk about police shootings, that it happens more to blacks than it does with whites, and that's not true either. But percentage-wise, it does. So when we use percentages overall, you have to take in account that we have to have conversations. Are we talking about percentages or numbers? Because on that, it is less black people that are shot by cops. Black people are shot less. Number-wise, percentage-wise, because they're a smaller population, it goes up. So percentage-wise, they do get shot. Percentage is higher.
Well, yeah, that's the important number you want to look at.
Okay, but then do this. So if it's criminals and the crimes are committed, and you say it's 30% for black people and 57% for white, but do the math. Black people then still commit more crimes percentage-wise, because it's only 30%, 13% versus 60% of the population. You have to even the playing field. We're having conversations where we're slipping things in on people to make our points, because you can use percentages versus population to make your point and make your argument. So Charlie Kirk is right and wrong, and so is he.
Well, here's the problem with it is, okay, I don't even care what the numbers are. Blacks can commit 100% of the crimes. I don't care. It's like, okay, what is that data telling you? Is that telling you that black people naturally just commit more crimes? I think this is the problem with like when people like point out these statistics, because black people, Asian people, white people, we're all humans. There might be some differences a little bit, but for the most part, we're all the same. So if one of us is committing crimes at a higher level, there's a reason for that. And basically, you can track it back to slavery, Jim Crow, and all economic situations. But they have a problem acknowledging that those things contribute to what we're seeing today.
See, I would hate to argue with you 100% on that, because there is causality is the word that you were trying to get to right there that he used. But that is true. But you're not right.
Okay.
You're not.
I've never
right.
been true, but not right.
No, because it is true that there's an effect from that, but it isn't the overall cause. It's culture as well. Culture is part of the cause, and it's affected because what we could look at is when you go before the civil rights movement, and there was a different kind of numbers that were working, and there wasn't a criminal element that happened because you said slavery and Jim Crow, right?
Yeah,
Up until the 60s, there wasn't such a high number of criminal activity in the black community. It's happened because of redlining, which happened before and after. It happened because of cultural, both on black and white. There's different reasons. We can go through all the reasons.
So you just don't want to say it's slavery or Jim Crow. It's other more specific policies.
No, it's different things.
Which doesn't really change the argument, because it just means that
this is what changes
negative
the argument.
policies that
This is what
disaffected
changes
black
the argument.
people
No, this is
has
what
caused what we see today.
This is what changes the argument. There are successful black people that have grown up in impoverished neighborhoods, have just as much suffering and many different things that they've had to go through, and are successful people because they avoided those pitfalls. Culturally, you have to be different. That's where success is. It's in having families that listen.
Yeah, but on an individual level, you don't look at like a young kid in the inner city and go, "Oh, none of this is your fault. You're gonna turn out terrible." No, you tell them, avoid these pitfalls, do the best you can, work hard. But on an economical level, when you just look at groups of people like how you do,
not economical,
economics level, you can group people in these categories and say that behavior is caused by a certain thing, which is what you just said. It's by policies.
but you can make a change. Because culture allows that to happen as well. You can make changes, but culture has to be changed.
So again, it's black people's fault.
No.
But you said it is, because they have to make the change. Aries, why do you guys commit so many crimes? We need more talent shows in the hood.
No, you could go back and you could say things like, okay, let's take Compton, let's take the inner city of California during the crack epidemic, and drugs were and cocaine was put into the cities. Cocaine was in the white cities as well. But cocaine's been an epidemic throughout both black and white. White people charged a lot of money for cocaine, and rich people got f***ed up on it. Black community figured out a way to sell it to poor people because there wasn't as much money in the community, and they f***ed up the community.
Yeah, but they also changed the sentencing laws for crack cocaine.
No, we're not talking about sentencing. We're just talking about addiction right now, because that's what changed the culture. Okay. Not just the sentencing.
So black people inherently do more drugs?
Nope. Culturally,
what are you saying?
It was more accepted to be able to do crack is dirty in the white community. It wasn't dirty in the black community in the 80s, in the 90s.
Because it wasn't crack, it was cocaine.
No, it was crack.
And it was crack cocaine for the blacks. That's what they were doing.
Yeah, and that was dirty in the white community.
Okay, so what's the point of
culturally?
What's the point of pointing out these statistics without just being a racist dick?
No.
Because we all know they exist. So it's like, what's the point?
Because
what's your solution, Charlie Kirk?
No, because when you say things like, it's because of this and because of that, there's a lot of because ofs. But unless you're willing to make the change, that isn't going to affect, it's not going to affect anything. It's just going to be an excuse, and you're going to lead down that path more. And that's the liberal idea, saying that these poor black people can't do anything about it because it affected them, and they're going to live like this forever, that they're not good enough to be able to stand up and take care of it as well. We make policies based on the idea that black people are not able to take care of themselves, and they are.
But you said a lot of these things were policy decisions that drove it. So can we make policy decisions?
We have made policy decisions
make it
to change it. You want to make policy decisions to excuse it.
I'm not excusing it. You're just trying to fix it. You're just trying to make everybody start at the starting line.
That's an excuse. Not everybody starts at the same place.
That's what we should strive to do in America, is have everybody not the same outcomes, but same starting point.
Okay, but not
You
everybody
don't
starts.
disagree with that.
No, I do disagree with it.
Why?
Because rich people, when you're not rich.
We got a minute left.
Okay, when you're rich, money, and you have life-changing money, that can last. But the average person that has money and leaves it to their family, it lasts 3 generations.
It's not even about money. We're talking about like the first few years is so critical in
This is
childhood development. If they're not getting the right nutrition
this is why
and shit,
I always change
it
things,
literally can
because he
change
never lets me finish.
their life. Because it doesn't matter what you're saying, to be honest.
Yeah, it does.
Oh!
3 generations is all it lasts. And that's important to know, because what happens is people who have to strive and work hard and have to overcome things become stronger, and they excel, and those people disappear. And sometimes you have to have a culture that is willing to go ahead and strive and overcome. And the community has changed. The black community's already changed. But people who liberals who look at it like you do, because you're one of those people that want to make an excuse. Black people are succeeding at high rates, but we're going like there. We're still staying at the. We're still going. The poor black people.
Ding.
It's over. I think black people are very successful. I think they can handle this. I think we have to change certain laws, not laws.
White people have 80% of the wealth in this country.
We got to move on.
They're 60% of the country.
I just know
80% of the wealth. They're not.
They're 60% of the country. They're 62% of the country.
What
You got the computer.
Give us some dates.
Because I already know the answer.
Look it up. You have the computer.
Oh!
I'm tired of you when you don't. They're not. And you have the computer right there.
I just know I got to keep my eye on you, hunkies.
I just happen to have people in my life that are black that I envy their family and their success and the things that they've done.
Oh, thank you.
No, so I don't look at them as, oh, the poor black people.
Yeah.
They need us to do a bunch of different things so they can make it. Dates.
Oh, real quick. Guys, and I texted Andy this last night. There is a documentary on Amazon Prime called Tyson. And I know we've talked about Tyson.
I sent this to you, though, like a month ago.
This one?
Yep.
You saw it?
No, I sent it to you that this was coming out.
Let me tell you something, man. I know I've talked about Tyson to nauseum. But this thing is like The Last Dance. There's aspects to this, and I've seen everything on Iron Mike. There's aspects to this that I didn't know, didn't see, particularly his reactions about Desiree Washington, the woman who accused him of and sent them to prison for 3 years. This thing is fire.
So next week?
Please.
Okay, let's do it.
And my James Brown, please, please, please. Yes.
Those are the laws we need to change, like sentencing laws, things like that.
Oh, my God.
You guys ready?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. It's called Tyson. Watch it. We'll discuss it next week when we're in Tacoma.
Yeah, but they're not even going to hear this until we already left there.
Tacoma? Really?
Yeah, because we're a week ahead. Guys, we're in...
White people are 57 to 58%.
57 to 58 now?
Let him do what he got to do.
Well, I'm just,
And
I'm giving them something.
Okay, but what's...
I'm giving them something.
No.
I thought it was like close to 50.
What's the other?
What's the other?
What's other? What's other?
Everybody else.
No. There's other on there.
Hispanics, Asians, African Americans.
Mixed. Like me. I would be on the other. What do you call me?
Oh, you think there's a lot of you?
Yeah, there's a lot of us.
War, what is it good for? Absolutely. Say it again.
You know what? Sleep well tonight because you're a good white person and you're going to make the world better by doing nice things for people.
I didn't know there was a bunch of gardeners who could do my taxes too.
Yeah, bunch of us. Guys, Philly, we're in your house.
Hey, yo.
28th through the 31st.
How you doing?
We'll be at Pat's having some cheesesteaks. We're going to also be at Ishkabibbles,
Yeah.
Delisandro's,
People do because they want to do.
John's roasted pork. Let's see, September 5th through the 6th, we're going to be at the Hartford Funny Bone in Central. It says Central
Hartford,
Manchester.
Connecticut, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's Hartford, but it says Central Manchester. I don't know what that is. I guess it's on the other side of the bridge is what it is. September 12th through the 13th, the Funny Bone in Kansas City, Missouri. September 18th through the 20th, the Hyenas Comedy Club in Albuquerque. September 25th to the 27th, Stress Factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yes.
October 3rd through the 5th, Funny Bone in Orlando, Florida. And October 9th through the 11th, Skyline Comedy Club in Appleton, Wisconsin. October 17th to the 19th, the Funny Bone in Tampa, Florida. And October 24th to the 26th, Dos Lagos in Corona, California. I guess I'll throw in the last one. October 30th through November 2nd. Cap City. We're in town. We're going to be in Austin, Texas.
There we go.
Is that a show?
My analysis suggests
That's a show.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit spearsburgpod.com.